Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy that you're here today. For today's video, I'm going to be testing out the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. I've tried this foundation before and I honestly like it so far. But today I'm going to test it out with a brush and a sponge, and I'm going to show you which side I think is better. I've only tried it with a sponge and so far so good. I love this foundation. I don't know if I would consider it full coverage. We're going to build it up today to see, because I've only done one layer, and that is, to me, medium coverage is the one layer that I get from this foundation. But we're going to test it out. We're going to play around with it. First things first, I love that this has a pump, you guys. Pumps are like the ultimate convenience. I'm going to put 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to do the sponge side first. Pick that up with my sponge. I mean, you see how pigmented that is? That's probably about 1 drop. I'm going to even use the straight edge of this sponge to clean up my brows a little bit too. Alright, so this is 1 pump on this side of my face with a sponge, and I have to say, it's like the coverage is really nice. Like, look how nice this coverage is. The only reason I say medium, because sometimes I can see the redness a little bit right here, and some of my blemishes. So, I mean, this is just the first layer, and the first layer right now looks really, really nice. I love it. So let's move on with the brush. I'm going to be using my all-time favorite, the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I'm going to pick up the rest of the product on my brush and just slap it on the other side of my face. So with the brush versus the sponge, the brush does not soak up as much product as the sponge does. You get just a little bit of a different application. You can use a little bit less product. Honestly, I feel like I got a little bit more coverage with the sponge side, but I think that's because I use a little bit more product. So now I'm just going to go in. I'm going to go in with 1 last pump, and I'm going to build it with the sponge, focusing on the areas that I still have my pigmentation. By the way, I am using the shade Warm Vanilla. I find it works really, really nicely with my skin. It does darken up a little bit as you apply it, and it oxidizes, but not so much where I'm like, oh my god, this isn't my shade, Does anyone else get super obsessed with filling in these creases right here in your nose? Oh my gosh, I hate when there's that buildup, or there's like nothing there. Like, you have to do some weird faces for that maneuver. So that is the foundation right now. I think it looks really, really nice. It has a little bit of a satin finish to it. It's not dewy. I don't think it's completely matte. I think it's between a satin and a matte, at least on my skin. And I am loving it, guys. Let's put on concealer, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Age Rewind Instant Eraser. And for testing out this foundation, I want to use the products that I know work really well with my skin, just so it gives like a true test. Buffing that out with a sponge. I love this concealer. You guys know I'm like obsessed with it. However, I am really excited for my skin to get a little paler so I can use the ColourPop ones. Y'all, ColourPop concealers are so dang good. This Maybelline Age Rewind though, I have never found a better concealer. I think it's full coverage. It brightens up your skin. Ugh. Like even the NYX HD, what is it? The Maybelline Fit Me. Like this is the bomb. I'm gonna pick up some powder. Your girl needs to set. I'm gonna pick up none other than the Coty Airspun. Because like I said before, I want to use things that I know work really well, and this powder is no joke. It does have a peach undertone. I have the extra coverage translucent powder. And then once I have all the excess powder put on my skin, I'm just gonna run my dampened sponge, I mean pounce, not actually drag across your face, all over. All right, now we're just gonna do our face super simple. I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. palette, St. Luca. I'm using the bronzer shade with this Crown fan brush. I love this brush for putting contour and bronzer. It just like is fluffy enough to place enough product, but it fits so nicely right where you want it. I highly recommend getting a brush like this. I'm just putting this bronzer in the hollows of my cheeks, the outer parts of my forehead, putting life back into my face. And then with this brush, it's super simple. If I'm like in a hurry, whatever, just to run down the sides of my nose. For the blush today, I'm gonna be using the Note blush in Desert Rose. I mean, that's gorgeous. I'm gonna pick a little bit of it up because it is so pigmented, y'all. Just gives like this beautiful orangey color to your face. Perfect for fall. Since I went overboard on the blush, I'm just gonna run my sponge over that so it doesn't look like craziness. All right, and then I already did my brows, but I'm just gonna finish them up with this Maybelline brow gel. My all-time favorite brow gel. I was literally just about to say bra gel. And just to contour the eyelids a tad, I'm just gonna be running a little bit of this bronzer into the crease. Fan it out a little bit. This gives great dimension to your eyes without having to work hard, like at all. So easy. I'm going to spray my face with the Pacifica Coconut Essence Hydro Mist. This summer, I was obsessed with coconut, more than I have ever been before. So I'm gonna be sad when that goes, but that means time for a warm vanilla sugar scent that I am obsessed with in the fall and winter. Are you guys obsessed with those? Because, oh, it does it for me. So while I have this a little bit damp, I'm going to pick up the Sleek Makeup Solstice palette, highlighting palette, my favorite highlighter palette of all time. And I'm going to be picking up this shade right here. It is kind of crazy that the palette box, the packaging doesn't open up all the way. I find that a little weird because there's a mirror in it. So like, how can I look in the mirror when I can barely open up the packaging, you know? I'm highlighting my whole face. And by that, I mean the tops of my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, and a little bit of the tip of the nose, the Cupid's bow, the inner corners of my eyes, and the brow bone. When you set your face first with that mist and then let it dampen a little bit and then go in with the powder highlighter, oh, it just like kicks it up a notch. It's like you don't even have to spray your brush, you know? But then go over it just a little bit so it's not looking like stripes on your face, the glitter. not the time for it right now. Sorry. So the mascara I'm going to be using is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, and it has stolen my freaking heart. I love it so much. A little trick I learned from Kristen Dominique is if you push your lashes the opposite way and then bring them back, it's gonna give way more volume and lift. Like, look at this eye versus this eye. That's like completely different. Now for the lips, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Liquid Lip in the shade Prim. What I have to say about this foundation is that it is amazing. You need to go out and buy it. It's NYX, so it's like affordable as hell. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you liked it. Thanks, guys. Bye.